On Amazon, in this report that Amazon might start listing the additional cost on specific items put in place by the tariffs, the president is clearly angry. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said she had spoken to him about it this morning.
Phone call between the president and the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Sources telling CNN that the president at one point wasn't happy earlier today about a report he saw regarding the online retail giant.
Off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm.
Yes, you heard that right. One of the largest companies in the world is shifting billions of dollars away from the US. And it's happening because of tariffs introduced by Donald Trump. This isn't about regulation or competition. It's about a $13 billion fallout from a single trade policy, and it's triggering massive changes across the global economy. On April 1st, 2025, President Trump launched a bold new trade policy. All imports into the US were hit with a 10% tariff. But it didn't stop there. Products from China faced a jaw-dropping 145% tariff. That's not a tax. That's a trade barrier. These tariffs were designed to force companies to buy American. But instead, companies are fleeing. Amazon, which holds 40% of all US e-commerce, reacted fast. Within 60 days, it restructured over $13 billion in supply chain contracts. The reason? To avoid the financial nightmare of Trump's tariffs. Amazon canceled contracts, shut down shipping routes, and started building a new supply chain far from American ports. Why does this matter? Because it's not just Amazon. Bloomberg reports major corporations cut US imports by 20% in 2025 alone. By mid-2026, e-commerce giants like eBay and Alibaba are expected to slash their US supply chain activity by 30%. That's a blow to America's position in global trade. The 145% tariff on Chinese goods hit hard. Electronics, clothing, appliances, prices shot up. Reuters says importing electronics now costs 25% more. That's not just a company problem, it's a consumer problem. Soon, Americans will start feeling it at checkout. Amazon had two options: absorb the losses or pass them on to customers. Neither was sustainable. So they made a move. Cut ties with high-cost suppliers and reroute operations to cheaper regions. Amazon now looks to Mexico, India, and Vietnam. These countries offer low labor costs, friendly trade terms, and no US tariffs. Mexico, for example, has seen a 35% rise in Amazon logistics centers in 2025. New hubs are emerging in cities like Tijuana and Monterrey. And instead of shipping to California's ports, goods now cross the border by land. The result? US port cities like Los Angeles and Long Beach are suffering. Container traffic in LA is down 22% in 2025. That means fewer dock workers, fewer truckers, and struggling local businesses. Every 10% drop in traffic means 5,000 jobs lost, and we're already over double that. Meanwhile, India and Vietnam are booming. Vietnam's export sector grew 18% in 2024. India is now a major player in electronics and apparel. These countries are no longer temporary backups. They're the future of global commerce. While factories are rising in Vietnam and distribution centers are booming in Mexico, the US is falling behind. Instead of building new infrastructure or investing in advanced manufacturing, America is watching as foreign nations attract the innovation and capital once destined for its shores. This talent and investment flight isn't temporary. It's shaping the next decade of global commerce. Trump's goal was to bring jobs back home, make foreign products more expensive, and force companies to manufacture in the US. But the reality? It backfired. Instead of investing in America, companies are sidestepping it. A study by the Peterson Institute says US businesses will spend $50 billion more per year, with little to no return in new US factories or jobs. Even Amazon, with all its power, couldn't absorb the cost. And if Amazon can't, who can? Retail analysts warn, if these tariffs stay in place, Electronics and clothing could jump 10 to 20% in price by early 2026. That means fewer sales, less spending, and rising inflation, all because of one policy shift. This shift isn't just economic, it's geopolitical. The U.S. is losing influence in global trade. A Financial Times report says America could lose 10% of its global trade power by 2027. China is forming new partnerships. India, Mexico, and Vietnam are stepping up. Experts believe Amazon's $13 billion restructuring is just the start. Another $10 billion in contracts could be rerouted by the end of 2025. That means fewer goods flowing through U.S. ports, and more goods entering through Mexico or Asian markets directly. This is a permanent shift in the way trade works. Walmart and Target are expected to follow Amazon's lead. And when giants move, everyone else follows. What we're seeing is the slow erosion of the U.S. as a global trade hub. This isn't about politics, it's about consequences. Amazon's $13 billion move is a loud warning to policymakers. Global trade adapts fast, and if the U.S. closes itself off, the world will keep moving, just without it. Amazon's retreat is just the beginning. Will the U.S. double down on tariffs, or rethink its role in a changing world? One thing is clear: the global supply chain is being rewritten.